Ready to go.
Good morning. I'm Carly Baker Betancourt. My pronouns are she and her, and I'm a worship associate as well as a member of the Unitarian Universalist Area Church at First Parish, Sherburne. Welcome to this loving community. Come in bringing all of who you are. We gather in worship, our hearts alive, with hope that you will be truly seen. Turn down the volume on your fears, remove your masks, and loosen the armor around your heart. May we root ourselves in the values of this faith, acceptance and encouragement, compassion and transcendence, justice and transformation. We strive not for perfection, but for authenticity and connection. We come here to learn about being in relationship together, to listen, to forgive, to be vulnerable, to create trust and have compassion for one another. We are gathered here to walk each other home, be here in this moment, let go, and breathe.
Good morning. I'm Hank Roush. I'm the president of this church. I use he, him pronouns. And I am here to give a special welcome back to our Reverend Nathan, who's been away on sabbatical for 3 months. And in honor of his coming back, we have a special song that Sarah's going to lead.
That was the best. Thanks, everybody. I wonder if you'll still sing that after I have shared with you 3 months of pent-up sermonating to carry us through the annual meeting and beyond into your Monday morning. Listen, I missed each and every one of you, and I love you, and I love this place so much. So thank you for the gift of time, and the gift of space, and the gift of all these folks here and all of you having me not worry about what's happening here, because I knew it was in such good hands. It says so much about a congregation that they give their religious leader time away. I say this briefly in my sermon, this will be a foreshadowing. Everything in our culture is commodified and capitalized and counted. This is completely countercultural, to give one of your leaders the time to nourish their spirit. It's completely insane in a wonderful way. So thank you. Shocking, we still have announcements though in this church. First of all, oh my gosh, we got to greet everybody who's watching online. Good morning, everybody. I hope you loved the song. As usual, we have only one more Sunday after this Sunday, so that means there's ways to sign up on the QR code. Aaron, who's our staff member who does all the stuff, has told me how fantastic you are at signing up for all of the jobs to do on Sundays. right? So this is your opportunity to reclaim some of your luster and sign up for next Sunday. Next Sunday, we have flower communion, and then there's a picnic afterwards. You're going to raise, our new flags you will see out front, they're going to be raised on Tuesday, because you've seen them, they need to be refreshed. There will also, by the way, be an ice cream truck out front, which is a new thing. How about that? Yeah. So that's next Sunday. And if you're a newcomer, where are your blue cards, my friends? In the pews, fill out one of those. Even if you're an old comer, you want to be welcomed again, fill out one of those. We'll do that. We have a couple invitations. After our kids and youth exit today, we'll be working on a mosaic flame chalice. You'll be hearing about that in a second. Annual meeting, what is it? It's today, and it's your chance to practice democracy in local context of community. Everyone says democracy is eroding, and it's so important to save it. Guess what? We get to do that today. And there's childcare, should you need that. And between my giant long sermon and annual meeting, there'll be pizza downstairs, so grab some of that and then come back up. It'll be here in the sanctuary. Let's see. I think that's it for me, except for our Sunday Spotlight, which I'll do in a second after Karen Barton shares one more announcement.
Good morning. I'm Karen Barton. My pronouns are she, her. I'm a member of the Stewardship Committee. And I'm here this morning to once again give you an update on how the pledging season has gone. First of all, I want to make sure we thank everyone who has pledged. We've had enough increased and new giving to easily make use of the entire $10,000 matching challenge that was generously given by one family. So that's good news. In addition to our usual annual fundraising campaign, we've also launched successfully a building equity campaign to finish improving accessibility and to recharge our building maintenance funds. Thank you to those of you who've been able to support that effort. There is really a lot to celebrate. I want to emphasize our profound appreciation to the gifts and the givers. Additionally, though, I need to let you know that the annual campaign is still falling a bit short. We set a goal this year which was based on our projected costs, consisting primarily of staff salaries, healthcare, and building insurance. The dollar amount we have been able to raise through pledges is significantly below, about 10% below, where we have been at this point in the beginning of June in both of the last 2 years. Perhaps more significantly, though, we are about 25 pledges shy of where we typically are at this point in the year. It's possible that we're a smaller congregation now than we have been in the past. Families move away, jobs change, retirement changes the landscape of people's lives. It's not alarming and to be expected. However, if this trend in pledging continues, the Board and Finance Committee will need to re-examine our budget to ensure it is aligned with projected income. So I mention this not to be the harbinger of grim tidings, nor do I mean to imply that anyone should feel pressure to give beyond their comfort or capacity. Truly, that's not my message. I just want to make sure that we are all clear on this situation. So if you have intended to pledge this spring and not yet done it, please do so at your earliest convenience. We would love to hear from you. Also, if you're struggling at all with any of our technologies, please get in touch. We really, truly are here to help. I actually forgot to put on my button, but many of us have buttons, and Kevin is our whiz. He's back from vacation, so he can definitely help you. Finally, I really want to thank all of you for your participation in this community. As Nathan always reminds us, we support each other in a lot of ways, and we really do, and money is only one of them. So, thank you.
Thank you, Karen. And last but never least, our Sunday Spotlight. Every Sunday, we give away 100% of our offering to organizations that reflect our values. This church year, we have donated, check this out, $40,061. That's amazing. That is amazing. Our lay-led democratic faith calls us to act in the world with generosity and to live our shared values with love. And so this is our spotlight of our value of generosity. And we just want to thank you for sharing what you're able to places that need it so much. It's good to be back, everybody. I've missed you. Let us give our warm welcome to our neighbors. Most during the week after our podcast would land or the live stream would land, I would listen and I would text Frank what I loved. He's like, "What are you doing? You're on sabbatical." I was like, "I'm attending church. It's wonderful." And I'd hear you all sing and I'd hear people laugh, whose laugh I recognized. And I just want us to know, like, the technology, because those of us that are here in person, it like really helps you stay connected. It was awesome. Anyway, I'm going to keep doing this all morning, so forgive me. Hey, let us say our opening words together from one of my favorite poets, Gregory Orr. This earth the beloved left and leaving, left to, no, I'm messing up already, Nathan. This is what was bequeathed to us.
This earth the beloved left and leaving, left to us.
No other world but this one. No other shore, only this bank of which the living gather.
No meaning but what we find here.
No purpose but what we make, that and the beloved's clear instructions. Turn me into song and sing me awake. I invite us to rise in body or spirit and join in our opening hymn. One of my favorites, Morning Has Come, it's number 1000, in our blue hymnals, and our lyrics, as always, will be on our screens.
Please remain standing for the lighting of our chalice. I would love to invite Caleb and Kaya Kennedy up here to light the chalice. That flaming light is the symbol of our Unitarian Universalist faith. That light that burns inside, that light of life and love. Please join me now in saying our covenant. Love is the spirit of this church, and service its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek truth in love, and to help one another. Please be seated.
Well, good morning, everybody. I'm Deb Weiner. I'm your Transitional Director of Faith Formation. My pronouns are she, her, and hers, and it's very good to see all of you here today. What a great day it is. And I want to invite my friend Susanna Wolfskill to come up because she is going to help me with what's coming next, which is in our Wonder Box. Susanna, I would like you to take this microphone and go open the Wonder Box and let's see what's in it.
It's a little bag. It says the Feel Good Kit.
The Feel Good Kit. It's got some stuff in it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see if we can find out more. This is actually a special thing for any kids who are here who are going into kindergarten next year, who are going into middle school next year, or going into high school next year. Are there any of those people in the room? And if so, would you like to come up and be right here? Going into elementary school, going into middle school, going into high school. All right, well, none of those are here, but, oh, are you going into school next year? Why, are you going into high school next year? No. Are you going into middle school next year? Where are you going next year?
Kindergarten.
Kindergarten, how fabulous. We have something special for you, and we're going to tell everybody about it. How's that? So why don't you come stand right here next to Susanna? Susanna, I think you're going to give this to him as soon as we are done with this part. So there are more of these. If anybody has someone in their family who is having one of those big moments in the next year, you can come up and take one of these with you. But let me tell you what's in it, because these are special things for you. And Susanna, you can maybe take those things out one at a time and show them. So the first thing that's in it is some string. And you know what the string is for? The string is for tying things together, like when they're falling apart. You have to have some string to tie it together. So that's the first thing. What's the next thing in there? It's a marble. Have you ever heard that expression, I'm losing my marbles? That means I just can't make it work anymore. Well, we're giving you a marble for when you think you might be losing your own. What's the next thing is a penny. Now, this is a collectible right now, my friends, a penny. The penny is so that you are never completely broke. And then the next thing is an eraser. And the eraser, this is maybe the most important thing next to the last thing. The eraser is to help you fix your mistakes. Because do we all make mistakes? Uh-huh. So we thought an eraser might be a good thing for that. Okay, and the last thing is a kiss. A chocolate kiss, which is so that you know that you are loved. Because we love you, and we think you're going to go to amazing places. So this is for you. Susanna's going to give this to you, and you can hold on to it. And then we want to invite everybody who would like to come up, because Susanna and I have a story to tell. So are there any other kids or people who are feeling like kids who want to come up?
I'm right here.
Yes. Thank you very much, Rosie. Have a seat. Who else would like to come up? Come on up. Excellent. Oh, I see we have a new young person here. Yes, his name is Nathan. We're all going to welcome all the new people. That's right. Okay, this is a great story that is about adventures. It's called Oh, the Places You'll Go. Has anybody heard this story before? Oh, fantastic. All right, we're going to tell it to you. Go ahead, Susie.
Congratulations! Today is your day. You're off to great places. You're off and away.
You have brains in your head. You have feet in your shoes, and you can steer yourself in any direction you choose.
You're on your own, and you know what you know, and you are the one who will decide where to go.
You'll look up and down streets, look them over with care. About some you will say, I don't choose to go there. With your head full of brains and your shoes full of feet, you're too smart to go down any not-so-good street.
And you may not find any you want to go down. In that case, of course, you'll head straight out of town.
It's opener there, in the wide open air. Out there, things can happen, and frequently do, to people as brainy and footsy as you. And when things start to happen...
Don't worry, don't stew. You'll just go right along. You'll start happening, too. Oh, the places you'll go. You'll join the high flyers who soar to high heights, except when you don't, because sometimes you won't.
I'm sorry to say so, but sadly it's true that bang-ups and hang-ups can happen to you. You'll come down from the lurch with an unpleasant bump, and the chances are then you'll be in a slump.
And when you're in a slump, you're not in for much fun. Unslumping yourself is not easily done. You will come to a place where the streets are not marked. Some windows are lighted, but mostly they're darked.
And if you go in, should you turn left or right and 3/4, or maybe not quite? Or go around back and sneak in from behind? Simple it's not, I'm afraid you will find, for a mind maker upper to make up their mind.
You can get so confused that you'll start in to race down long wiggled roads at a break-rocking pace and grind on for miles across weirdish wild space, headed, I fear, toward a most useless place.
The waiting place, for people just waiting. No, that's not for you. Somehow you'll escape all that waiting and staying. You'll find the bright places where boom bands are playing. With banner flip-flapping, once more you'll ride high, ready for anything under the sky, because that is just the way that you fly.
Oh, the places you'll go. There's fun to be done. There are points to be scored, there are games to be won. And the magical things you can do with that ball will make you the winningest winner of all. Fame, you'll be famous as famous can be, with the whole wide world watching. You win on TV.
Except when they don't. Because sometimes they won't. I'm afraid that sometimes you'll play lonely games too. Games you can't win, 'cause you'll play against you, all alone. Whether you like it or not, alone will be something you'll be quite a lot. And when you're alone, there's a very good chance you'll meet things that scare you right out of your pants.
There are some down the road between hither and yon that can scare you so much you won't want to go on. But on you will go, though the weather be foul. On you will go, though your enemies prowl. On you will go through the hacking cracks howl. Onward up many a frightening creek, though your arms may get sore and your sneakers may leak.
You'll get mixed up, of course, as you already know. You'll get mixed up with many strange birds as you go. So be sure when you step with care and great tact. And remember that life's a great balancing act. Just never forget to be dexterous and deft, and never mix up your right foot with your left.
And will you succeed? Yes, you will indeed. 98 3/4% guaranteed. Kid, you'll move mountains, so be your name Bobum or Bixby or Bray or Morkaday, Ali Van Allen O'Shee. You're off to great places. Today is your day. Your mountain is waiting.
So get on your way. And that is our story for today. Oh, the places you'll go. And thank you to Susanna. I'll take that from you. And I have a lovely young assistant named Nathan today. And do you know Nathan? I know Nathan. And Nathan is going to show us what we are going to be working on downstairs. We are going to make a mosaic chalice together, and that's what we're about to do. So if everybody is ready to get up on their feet who wants to come and play with the tiles, we will sing out and we'll see you later.
So glad you're here. So glad I'm here. So glad that love that brought us here is here with us. Can you feel it? And that's the point of entering into prayer and meditation time, isn't it? To feel that we are here, to know that we are here, to know that we are part of this great love that brought us here and that abides with us. So let's sing our way into our time for prayer. As we've been singing this season, it's number 83 if you're using the hymnal, Winds Be Still. And it's on the screen. I didn't tell you that because I knew you know that and it's right in front of you. But sorry. We begin our prayers with your sharings of prayers for loved ones and for our world and of thanksgiving. Gage is asking for our prayers for Connie Seaman, who has developed some complications from cancer treatments and has been admitted to the hospital. Sharon is asking for our prayers for her awesome dad, recovering at 88 years old from hip replacement. And he says hi, Sharon says. Ian is asking for our prayers for his 100-year-old grandma back in the hospital and recovering from an infection. And Gail, the prayer she invites us to is that hopefully Jordan will find more hope and more health. And we know you are holding quietly prayers in your heart for those you love. And so as Aaron lights our first candle, I invite you to say them aloud from where you are. For Carrie. Spirit of life, hear our prayers. Also our prayers for the world this day. And I invite you to name places and people if you don't know their names at all, but places in our world and people in our world that you're holding close and sending love to this day. People of Iran. People suffering from Ebola. Spirit of life, hear our prayers for our world. And your prayers of thanksgiving from Tim Roper, joy for my parents, Dell and Carolyn, who celebrated their 74th wedding anniversary in May. What else do we have to be thankful for? So many things. These sweet June days, this gathering of wonderful people. Will you name your gratitudes as Aaron lights our candle for gratitude? That Nathan came back. For these months I've had with you beautiful people. Spirit of life, hear our prayers. Hear the longings of our heart. Hear the things we don't even know how to form. Hear the prayers of your people, we ask. Remind us that we are here, breathing in and breathing out. Remind us of what we sometimes forget, that life is good, is even and especially in times of struggle and difficulty, a gift and a blessing. Help us to truly see those who are making the journey with us. Help us to be alongside those who are struggling and fighting for justice, and help us to, where we can, give our hands to struggle and be part of working for peace and be part of this long and enduring human project, striving towards goodness, striving towards healing and reconciliation, so that all of us, all God's people, can sing and lift up our song of hope and love for our land and for all lands. in this day and in all the days to come. Let us hear our own prayers and voices coming up in the silence and the stillness. Let us be mindful of these companions sharing this silence with us. For all that is this life, the light and the shadow, the sorrow and the joy, we offer our lives and our voices in thanks and in praise. Amen.
Today's reading is from Billy Collins, a poem entitled Despair. So much gloom and doubt in our poetry. Flowers wilting on the table, the self regarding itself in a watery mirror. Dead leaves cover the ground, the wind moans in the chimney, and the tendrils of the yew tree inch toward the coffin. I wonder what the ancient Chinese poets would make of all this, these shadows and empty cupboards. Today, with the sun blazing in the trees, my thoughts turn to the great 10th century celebrators of experience. Wahoo, whose delight in the smallest things could hardly be restrained, and to his joyous counterpart in the western provinces, Yee-haw.
In his commentary on that poem, Billy Collins was complaining about all the gloomy poetry that he had to read as poet laureate. And he's like, I'm going to bring some of the joy back. So I've already told us that you have been so generous this entire year with our Beyond Our Walls offering. And we have 2 more opportunities this year, this June. And this morning, Allison Murchison will tell us more about this month's recipient.
I'm Allison Murchison. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm a member of the Rainbow Sanctuary team, which is a fabulous group whose mission is to welcome and embrace the LGBT community here and outside of our walls as well. So today's recipient for the Beyond Our Walls offering is Bagley, which is the Boston Alliance of LGBTQ+ Youth. It's a youth-led, adult-supported organization that's been supporting LGBTQ+ community in youth in Massachusetts for more than 40 years. And I think it's never been more relevant and needed than right now, when diversity of all sorts, but particularly gender diversity, is under direct attack. Bagley has a community center in downtown Boston, and programs extend throughout Massachusetts by networking with and supporting other organizations with similar goals, including Out Metro West in our neighborhood. Bagley's programs include health and wellness services. The clinic at Bagley offers no-cost mental health therapy and harm and risk reduction resources, both virtually and in person, and youth-led HIV/AIDS education. They have a stabilization and success program for unhoused youth and unsupported youth, including housing stabilization, addressing food insecurity, emergency aid, a Bagley boutique for emergency and interview clothing, and life skills training to support independence. They have youth empowerment and action initiatives, including a youth leadership training institute and youth speakers who educate and advocate at local schools, hospitals, businesses, and the State House, and a queer activist college, which has the irresistible acronym QUACK. And that offers trainings and workshops that focus on activism, community building, and advocacy. And then they also run community building events, including convening the annual Fabulous Youth Pride Celebration, the annual Trans Youth Summit, and affinity group meetings throughout the year. These are safe and joyous spaces where youth across the gender diversity spectrum can be themselves and find community. So you can support this vital organization using the QR code on the screen, which takes you to the church's Realm website, or by putting cash or check in the collection plate. Thank you for caring.
I am looking for shelter in a friend. We can build a beginning, but I do not know the end. I am scared of breaking when I bend. We will carry each other on the way. My courage is your courage when the journey's only getting longer. My strength is your strength. We will carry each other on the way. There are prayers I don't know how to say, but I still find solace when I close my eyes to pray. What I've lost and what I hope can stay. We will carry each other on the way. My courage is your courage when the journey is only getting longer. My strength is your strength. We will carry each other on the way.
I am full and running out. I am flooding river and I'm living through the drought. I have firm conviction and my heart is full of doubt. We will carry each other on the way.
My courage is your courage when the journey is only getting longer. My strength is your strength. We will carry each other on the way. There are people I have never met. There is something special and I haven't found it yet. There's abundance given freely, taken with no debt. We will carry each other on the way. My courage is your courage when the journey is only getting longer. My strength is your strength. We will carry each other on the way. My courage is your courage when the journey is only getting longer. My strength is your strength. We will carry each other on the way.
Here's our world. Beautiful and terrible things continue to happen. Let us keep our hearts tender and our eyes soft and our words true. This is what you and I are about. We know there's no answer but to love each other. We bear witness against destruction. And we gather here in communities like this one to practice being the people that we say we want to be. We cannot do everything, but we can do something, and that something is never nothing. So as Leonard Cohen has reminded us, ring the bells that still can ring, forget your perfect offering, there's a crack in everything. And we can say together, since maybe it's been a little while, that is how. I've already said, but it's just so good to be back here with you. I've missed you. I've missed this hour plus. The last 3 months have given me so very much, including the gift that comes from noticing what one's heart is feeling when it is finally at rest. One lesson that I remain humbled by, though, I said this earlier, is what it says about a community that gives a leader the time that is needed to refurbish and replenish the spirit that we need to draw from in these unrelenting times. Do y'all feel like you could use a sabbatical too? Yes. I'm so thankful to all of you. I heard Hank's name call out. Hank Roush has been our president for many, many, many years, you guys, and it's just worked sometimes not quietly, but so often quietly behind the scenes. The board and the staff, excuse me, and also to, of course, Frank, my friend first, and my colleague. Frank and I served not in the same time period, but the same internship in First Parish in Lincoln, and learned from our wonderful mentor, Roger Payne. And Frank, he reminded you this spring that you are already at the party. You're like, what kind of party is this? It's a good party. And that all of this that we're about is a group project. It's not a solo project. So, as is my preaching nature, story time. So just a few weeks ago, we ventured north to our daughter's college graduation. A phrase that I can hardly believe that I'm saying, because I still remember her first few months on this earth. We blessed her right here on this floor with water and flour. And then afterwards, we gave her to people like Barbara Allen, who's traveling this whole month, to Pat Manley, bless her soul, and to Sally Demler, who I saw just a few weeks ago, and others, to hold and carry downstairs in what is Alliance Hall now, is the only coffee hour room we had, to give her exhausted parents a rest. It was not the first time nor the last that it was true that help often comes not from grand gestures and big solutions, but little acts of love and kindness, right? Graduation was a hot day up in Burlington, so we gathered under a big tent for all the pomp and circumstance. The main event, of course, was all the families who craned their neck to see and catch a glimpse of their graduates walking down. They walked like right down both aisles, and listening for your child's name to be announced by a live human, not artificial intelligence, as some schools have done this year to avoid mispronunciation. And we craned as the young ones moved across the stage to pose for photographs with diploma in hand. College is surely not for everyone. I think we're finally learning that. But it increasingly feels like it's a domain for the privileged who can afford it. But nonetheless, it was a big deal to reach for and to receive that milestone. They had all the graduates turn around to the families and say, "Thank you." And I was like, "Thank you for doing that, because we've been saving since you were born." All of which is to say that I was not there for the commencement speech. Not even if I was wondering if they would be any drama or booing or call-outs, as has happened these last few years, anytime a speaker gets up to speak in these polarized political times, including this year when commencement speakers at a number of schools told graduates, this is a direct quote, to deal with it and get used to it, about the impact artificial intelligence is having in the job market. Literally, two of the speakers said that to two giant groups of young people. Advice from a preacher to no one who asked for it. Read the room. But from the moment Heather Furman, who is the director of the Nature Conservatory's Appellations program, began speaking at Ella's graduation, what I noticed in myself was a desire, listen, to stop investigating all of her words and let her words start investigating me. Do you hear the difference? It's what happens when we put community before the individual and begin to worship something other than ourselves. And Heather began by telling us how she grew up watching the Cuyahoga River catch fire and seeing the devastation that happens when we see the earth as a resource for extraction rather than as a partner for relationship. And I was ready then for that sermon/speech to do that whole train of bad things. You know that? You know that one? But she stopped. She didn't say yeehaw. She didn't say wahoo, but she stopped before that train began to gain speed. And then she said, "We have all come to expect the gloom as if we're supposed to survive these times rather than change them." And then she told the graduates how easy it is to feel overwhelmed. She said, "Graduates, families, ministers about to return from sabbatical." She said, "I have seen," listen to this line, "the healing that comes from people who take action." And then she reported to us how now the Cuyahoga River is healed. And then she said, "She must listen to my sermons." She said, "Do not start with everything. Start what's in front of you." And then she said, "Do trees need planting in your town? Does a walking path need building?" And then she listed all these environmental projects, and then my mind began to wonder, like, what's in front of us here in Metro West? High cost of living, food insecurity. I started volunteering a little bit at the House and Food Pantry. You see people that would, you see all the time. Of course, immigrants living in fear. What's in front of us? Changing culture, where people find it hard to come to religious community for all kinds of good reasons, when maybe, as Cara mentioned, we're not as big, whatever that means, as we once were. History, she said, is changed by people who notice what's in front of them and don't look away. Have you ever looked away out of survival or exhaustion? And then she said, when you not only ask what is making you angry or despairing, like our poem, but instead you start to ask how you can get motivated by people and relationships that can thrive. And then she began to list all the relationships she has with her kids, her spouse, her little town in Vermont. And then she ended her sermon. I wrote her a note, by the way, and I thanked her for her sermon. She said, "Power comes from not feeling guilty." Who feels guilty? Power comes not from feeling guilty, but from the personal relationships we have and how we find motivation, not from whatever the politicians are doing or not doing, but instead from our longing to give and receive in those relationships reciprocity, belonging, and gratitude. And I'm thinking, that's why I do what I do, because I want to belong to people. I want us to belong to something. And then she gave this last line that reached out across the caps and the tassels, the signs that said the tassels were worth the hassle. And she flung open the doors of my heart. She said, graduates, in this life, love is so much more durable than outrage. And I thought of that meteor last Sunday. I don't know if your anger's like this, your outrage. It burns hot, and it can make a big impact, but it's brief. And how my love for all of you and for what this place is about persists so much longer. It's much more durable. I love that word. Like a good denim. Church is a good denim. There's a tagline. This, I believe, after these 3 months, speaking only for myself, but maybe for some of you, we are over-informed but under-transformed. Over-informed but under-transformed. We are taught to max our protein, max our hydration, max our sleep. We have wearable devices that tell us how tired we are, as if we needed to know. We have social media's algorithms whip us into endless comparisons and angered emojis, yes? And there are precious few places and spaces to help us learn again how to be in relationship with each other, learn to love people that we may not even like very much or even choose, and ask what it means to give and receive and feel gratitude beyond a transaction on Apple Pay. I had a colleague tell me a couple weeks ago who left her ministry, parish ministry, to go to work for our denomination. And she said, if I could go back to what you're going back to, I would in a heartbeat. I miss belonging to a story, to a people who have a story. So you're thinking Nathan brought back a commercial for UUAC. I'm unapologetic. A sabbatical this time that has given me away from this gives me a distance long enough to ask, what are we doing here? Like, it's lovely out. Like, I was out on my bike most Sundays. There's loads of people out there. Like at Market Basket, it's packed. This morning, there's loads of sports happening, Holliston graduations happening. There's loads of things happening. What's this all about? What's this for? Nathan, do you still feel a call to ministry? Not to ministry in general, but to ministry here in my 24th year, starting in September? What are we worshiping exactly? I mean, this is totally inconvenient, what we're doing. It's hot, right? You're fanning yourself with the programs. We got annual meeting. Like, this is totally inconvenient. We're built on a culture of convenience. This is completely countercultural. Do I still love ministry? What I want to tell you is, I am a new convert. Watch out for the zeal of new converts. Have you met them? What we are about here, when we care for each other, when you pledge your money, not based on how much you give or don't get from it, or how often you come or not, but because you believe in the group project, when you root your advocacy and justice works as we do in relationship, knowing that people in Burlington this morning, Massachusetts, are in prison. Our friends over in Natick, we've stood out there for every Tuesday this whole year. When we do that thing, not based on our anger, but because we care about people, long after our anger has worn out like the meteor, when we do all those things, we are doing something that deserves a yeehaw. I think that we, because I'm a recent convert, have to do some changes, I believe. I believe that the next coming years, ever since COVID, is going to require us to do some hard things, to let old things go and try new things, to think about faith formation. I saw Liz Orbeck come in the back a little while ago, who's led our faith formation transformation team to figure out how we can meet families who want to be here, but whose lives and sports and all the other things, they just can't. I'm reaching out to families. I just started this week. My subject heading on my email is meeting families like yours where you're at. We have to do something that I know is uncomfortable for you, because it's comfortable for me, which is to tell more people about what it is we're about here. Not because we want to grow the church, but because I think that people are lonely to belong to something larger than themselves. Yes? So we're about to enter into summer, during which we are not, I feel like that wasn't totally emphatic. We're not. But what that means this summer is that there'll be a number of Sundays when, well, actually 4 when we're hosting worship here, and a few others when we get to go to other communities, 3 others, Weston, Wayland, and Framingham. And during this time, though, I'm going to be thinking and reaching out to some of you, maybe all of you, to begin to partner with me to ask how we can invite more people back into community. I think that people are missing what it is a place like this gives them. We are meant to do more than survive these times. Like, that's not an achievement. We are meant, if we can, to try to change them. And religious communities, despite the well-earned bad rap, can be houses for a more durable kind of love and healing. That is my wish. I know this sounds like a September sermon rather than a June one, but I am a convert, and I want you to join my conversion project in helping us meet this moment of 2026. I love you so very much. I've missed the hell out of you, and I'm really glad to be back. Amen. Amen. What's funny is that everybody says that your sermons are so long, and they are. But I thought that was a short sermon. It looked like 22 minutes. It's like usual Nathan, so there we go. We're going to sing There Is More Love. We're going to do our final blessing, and then we're going to go out and get some pizza, and we're going to come back for annual meeting. Let us rise in body or spirit.
There is more
Friends, let us say together our call to ministry, these words reminding of us of our ministry to each other and to the world that we live in. We go forth into the world in peace, to act with works of love, to affirm each person's dignity, and to cherish the living. Repeat after me, wahoo. Wahoo. Repeat after me, yeehaw. Yeehaw. Repeat after me, I can't wait for annual meeting. We'll come back up, friends, in about 15 minutes after pizza downstairs. Say for a sermon now.